Hey everybody, my name is Ian. I work at the Fort Worth Public Library, and today I'm going to show you how to make this Do Not Disturb spinning wheel. It's a great indicator to let people know if you are busy or if they can interrupt you to ask you a question or something like that. It's very easy, uses supplies at home, and we're all having to work from home right now and go to school from home, so this is a great tool to put up on a door or put up next to your workstation so that way people know if you can be bothered or if they need to leave you alone for a little while. So let's go ahead and see how we put one of these together. For this project, I'm going to need a piece of paper, possibly two, depending on how big your plate or bowl is, because we're going to trace that onto the paper. As you can see, I have brought a bowl, but you can use a plate, you can use a paper plate. Use the resources that you have around you. You just need a circle. And then you're also going to need a pencil, and then you're also going to need some markers or pens, or however you want to decorate it. You'll need the supplies for that as well. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bowl, I'm going to place it onto my paper, which it may be a little hard to see the piece of paper on my white table, but I'm going to trace around the bowl. And I will not be able to get two out of this one, so I'm going to have to use another piece of paper. Next, I'm going to take a pair of scissors and go ahead and cut out my circles. I've got my two circles cut out, and now I'm going to use the scratch paper and write out a few reasons why my door is closed and designate them whether or not I can be disturbed or I shouldn't be disturbed. Alright, now that I've gotten my list together of things that I don't want to be disturbed while doing, and then I also have my list of things that it's okay to knock on the door whenever I'm working on these, I'm going to go ahead and put it onto the circle now. I want to make sure to set it inset from the outer edge, just to make sure whenever we cut the little window from the first circle that there's not a very small border and that there's a pretty good amount of room. So I'm going to start like right a little bit further in and write out all of my different tasks. I'm going to put them on the top and the bottom and then move to my left and right, and then I'll fill in between those. Alright, this is by no means a perfect project, but I think you get the idea, and I think we'll be able to make it work anyways. So the next step is we need to place this circle behind this one, and I'm going to take it to the window and trace out a window size that should be big enough to fit all of my different reasons in there and have them displayed. Alright, I've drawn a shape that should fit all of my reasons in them, and holding it up to the window really helps because you can test it out and put it over each individual section to see if it'll fit in that window. As you can see, I had to extend my window a little bit, but I think this should work. So now what I'm going to do is, if you have really good handwriting with markers, you can go ahead and just write these in that color. I don't have great handwriting, so what I'm going to do instead is just kind of like highlight them in the different colors to indicate if it is a good time to enter or not so good time to enter, to let everybody know what's going on. And so those are all going to be in red, and then these are going to be in green. That way you can just kind of see at a glance what it is and what the status is. Next, I'm going to take an X-Acto knife. You don't have to have an X-Acto knife to do this part. You can do it with regular scissors by folding the paper over and just snipping in the center area. And I'm going to cut it out using my X-Acto knife. I'm going to cut on the lines that I created. Okay, I've cut my window out, and as you can see, it fits over everything pretty nicely. Nothing too... it definitely isn't a perfect project, but this is more about making sure that you have the tools that you need to work and get work done and get homework done and let people know what's going on, so that way you're not interrupted if you're on a conference call with all of your coworkers. Next, you'll need a brad. I have a box of brads here at the house, but if you don't have one, look to a manila envelope. Manila envelopes have the brads on them. You could actually cut this part out of the envelope and then use that on this project. So many different ways to do it. I think you could probably even use a paper clip, like unfold the paper clip and then fold it back together once it's through your paper. Get creative and think about different uses for different things. So now that I have my brad, I'm going to try and find the center as best as possible. And I'm never really great at this, but I'm gonna try and poke it through the center here. There we go. And then I'm gonna unfold it on the other side. And then on this side, I might you can get really decorative with it. So I definitely don't have the best art skills. You can make this as fancy or as simple as you want to. So as you can see, I've put "should I knock?" That just kind of indicates, you know, like, is this a good time to interrupt or not? So you can see it just turns like this, and then you can tape this up using some like blue painter's tape, or you know, just different. You can tape this up on the door, or even if you have like a workstation that you're working from home, you can put this up on that workstation. Thank you very much for watching today, guys. Don't forget to check out all the other great content here on the Fort Worth Public Library's social media channels.